When the Famicom was released in 1983, consoles weren't a big thing in Japan, computers were. Even though Hiroshi Yamauchi rejected the idea of making the Famicom into an MSX-style computer, Nintendo wouldn't give up on the concept of a home computer completely either. Enter Family Basic. Family Basic and its required keyboard accessory puts the COM in a Famicom. With Family Basic you can do 4 things. You can program simple games, you can do math, you can make beautiful music together with the computer, and you can write on a message board for yourself to see. First, let's take a look at the keyboard itself. The one I have is in good non-yellow condition and looks great, but it also sounds great. That's how a keyboard should sound. It connects to the Famicom expansion port via the shortest cable Nintendo has ever made probably, even shorter than the NES Classic controllers. It is not compatible with anything other than Family Basic and its sequel, Family Basic V3. Family Basic is actually the V2, the V1 was never released commercially. Why they decided to confuse people on purpose? I don't know. The cartridge is bigger than the usual Famicom cartridge, even bigger than the Jaleco ones and Final Fantasy 1 and 2. In the back you can put in 2 AA batteries, which will allow things you do to be saved, but only for a while. This is AA we're talking about after all. If you want to save your creations on a more permanent basis, you need the data recorder, sold separately. Although really I think you can use any tape recorder. As you turn the game on, you're greeted by a sentient computer, bleeping and booping kind of like the saving robot from Mario Paint. Instead of just selecting from a simple menu, it asks you if you want to do stuff in order, so you have to keep saying no to get to the one you want. The message board is the easiest to understand right off the bat, but of course also the most pointless. Even if you did say what you wrote, so what? There was never a printer made. But at least there are characters running across the screen and a nice ink-tipped feather pen, and I like how it dips it after pressing return. The calculator function is equally pointless, although I'm sure it was at least somewhat useful back in 1984. This is the music board. Unfortunately, I'm musically illiterate, but in theory this is very cool. You have your keys, you have 3 tone levels, and you can set the tempo, or speed as I call it. Thankfully, the manual comes with some samples.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. I don't wanna how the rest goes.
There's kind of a hidden mode if you say hello to the computer where it can read your fortune. You give it your birth date and the date you want fortune-telled, and it tells you something. Finally, there's the game basic mode, the meat and potatoes. The programming language is BASIC, or more specifically, HuBasic, which is Hudson Soft's contribution to this. I took C++ classes in high school, but still, I don't know how to program. Lucky though, again, the manual comes with several example programs. So after testing out some simple exercises, I'm making a game. Just gotta read really close and type exactly what it says. Whew. And I have errors. Grand. But thanks to the list feature, I can find them and destroy them. Leading to more errors. Actually, this is an error that even though I'm clearly fixing it, I can't get it to not be an error, so unfortunately I give up here. So that's Family Basic, a relic of a bygone era of computing and gaming. It's an important part of Nintendo history. They even considered making the overseas NES a home computer with a keyboard and tape deck, but luckily for us, they changed their minds. The manual is also full of old illustrations of Mario, which are interesting to see. Now, if they could make this keyboard with USB, I would buy that.